In this video, we're diving into what IDShield's private investigators actually do when your identity is compromised, and how their role is very different from just monitoring your credit. What's going on, everyone? My name's Eric Hunsaker, and on this channel, we cut through the fluff to help you stay safe online, avoid scams, and make smarter decisions about your digital security. So let's get into it. The real job of a private investigator at IDShield. When you hear private investigator, your brain might go straight to trench coats, binoculars, and people tailing cheating spouses. But in the world of identity protection, it's very different. IDShield's investigators don't spy on people. What they do is dig through digital records, paperwork, government systems, and corporate databases to find out how your personal information was misused and how to fix it. What sets them apart is they're licensed, trained professionals. They know how to navigate the legal and bureaucratic jungle that can come with identity theft. They're not just sending canned emails or scripts to banks. They're actually making calls, writing letters, submitting forms, and even getting in touch with law enforcement if needed. If your identity gets messed up, this is the person who steps in to help clean up the mess. Someone who knows how the system works and can walk you through it, or better yet, do it for you. What kind of identity problems do they deal with? It's not just credit card fraud, though that is a common one. These investigators can step in for a bunch of scenarios. Let's say someone opens a loan or credit account in your name. Someone files a fake tax return using your social security number. Your name shows up in a criminal case that you had nothing to do with. A utility bill is opened in your kid's name. Your identity is used to apply for government benefits in another state. Sometimes the problem is something you don't notice until it snowballs. You might get a collections notice or a strange alert from your credit report. Or maybe you apply for a mortgage and find out you have accounts open that you never touched. No matter how it shows up, once the alarm bells go off, IDShield assigns a private investigator to figure it out. Step 1, getting assigned to an investigator. So let's say you notice something weird. Maybe a new account that you didn't open or a bill you don't recognize. You call IDShield and they verify that, yep, this is probably identity theft. At that point, you're assigned a real person to work your case. A licensed private investigator. This isn't just someone reading off a script. This is someone who works your case from start to finish, and you can actually talk to them. They ask for any documents that you have, listen to your timeline, and start figuring out where things went sideways. Step 2, deep dive investigation. Once you're connected with an investigator, the first thing they do is try to figure out how far the damage goes. They'll review your credit report, scan public databases, and look for anything tied to your name, social security number, or other personal info. And they're not just looking at the surface level stuff. They're cross-referencing addresses, phone numbers, aliases, and even checking government watch lists. The goal is to build a full map of what was compromised, who might be responsible, and what steps need to happen next. They basically turn into your personal detective for this one mission, getting your identity back to normal. Step 3, contacting companies and agencies. After the investigator figures out what's going on, they start contacting the companies involved. This could be banks, loan companies, utility providers, or even government offices. They're not just filing a form online and calling it a day. They're actually calling the fraud departments, writing formal letters, submitting affidavits, and escalating the case if they're getting the runaround. They handle the annoying parts, the phone calls, the emails, the we need more proof nonsense so you don't have to. And yeah, this can take a while depending on the complexity of the issue. But the big thing is, you're not doing it alone. Step 4, fixing your credit and records. If identity theft messed with your credit report, the investigator works to clean that up too. They send dispute letters to the credit bureaus, challenge any accounts that don't belong to you, and help get your score back to where it should be. They also make sure you're not being penalized for something you didn't do, like missed payments on a fraudulent account. And if your identity is tied up in a legal case or criminal record, they work to get those records corrected or sealed. Step 5, following up and seeing it through. Here's where IDShield really separates from the crowd. Their investigators stick with the case. You're not bounced around between departments. You're not left in the dark. They stay with you until the case is closed and your identity is fully restored, or until there's nothing more to be done. They give you updates, answer your questions, and explain what's going on. It's not always fast, but you're not guessing what's happening. Let's talk real life scenarios. Let's say someone used your name to file for unemployment benefits in another state. You get a notice in the mail about it. You didn't file that claim, so what now? An IDShield investigator would file file a fraud report with the state. Request the documents from the claim. Help you submit proof that the claim wasn't yours. Alert the credit bureaus if your info leaked from a breach. Follow up until it's cleared from your records. Or maybe your kid's name got used to open a utility account in another state. That can mess with their credit before they even have a chance to use it. An investigator can contact the company, explain the situation, and work to get the account shut down and wiped off the credit file. This kind of stuff is rare, but when it happens, you want someone experienced handling it. What investigators don't do. Now, there are limits, of course. If you willingly hand your info over to a scammer and click to confirm, they probably can't reverse that charge. They also don't act as lawyers. If a scam gets to the point where you're in court, they might help gather documents or provide evidence, but they can't represent you legally. And if your info was already public or part of an old data breach, they might not be able to remove it from every corner of the web, but they can still help minimize the fallout. Now, if you want to get started with IDShield, we'll have a link for you down in the description below. That's going to bring you to this page right here where you can go ahead and click on View Plans, and that'll come down right here. IDShield currently has two different plans to choose from. They have the individual plan and the family plan. So the individual plan starts at $14.95 per month, and it protects one person. You get access to all the features, and you can choose one of 3 credit bureau monitoring. And then there's a family plan starting at $29.95 per month. And this protects you, your spouse or domestic partner, and any dependents under 18 that are living with you. You get access to all the features, and again, you can choose one of 3 credit bureau monitoring. Again, if you want to get started with IDShield and avoid the identity theft headache, then click the link down in the description to get started. So, is it worth it? If you've ever tried to untangle an identity theft issue yourself, you know it can feel like yelling into the void. Endless forums, conflicting advice, being on hold for hours, and still not knowing if anything is fixed. IDShield's private investigators take a lot of that pain off your plate. They have the tools, the contacts, and the experience to cut through the red tape. More importantly, they treat your case like it matters, because it does. For most people, that peace of mind is worth it. So the real answer to what do IDShield's private investigators actually do, they investigate, they chase down answers, they fix what got broken, and they do it all while keeping you in the loop and taking the pressure off your shoulders. So if you want to get started with IDShield, we'll have that link for you down in the description below. This is an affiliate link, which means we earn a small commission when you use it at no extra cost to you. And these commissions really help support our channel and allow us to continue to create free content just like this. So if you end up using them, we thank you so much in advance. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. Here on the channel, we cover everything from VPNs and cybersecurity to how to stay safe online and detailed product comparisons, so be sure to subscribe. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you here in the next video.